Ireland's criminal underworld is on the brink of a major bloodletting after a 17-year-old was brutally murdered north of Dublin on Sunday night. At least 26 people have died in feuds between rival gangs in the last 5 years, but the violence dramatically escalated on Sunday when Cian Mulready Woods was beheaded and dismembered in a videotaped killing in the town of Drogheda. Footage of the killing has been circulating online along with videos of balaclava-clad men brandishing guns and machetes while threatening vengeance. The killing also threatens to combine two ongoing turf wars between gangs in Drogheda and in the northern Dublin suburb of Coolock, which involves an outfit known as Mr. Big. Ireland has been plagued with gang tensions for decades, along with low-level attacks and occasional killings, but a major period of feuding began back in 2015 with the Hutch-Kinahan feud. The killings began with the assassination of Gary Hutch, nephew of Hutch gang boss Gerry Hutch, at a villa near Marbella in Spain. The alleged killer, James Quinn, was an associate of the Kinahan family, sparking a war between the two sides. What followed was a series of shootings in Dublin and the surrounding counties that left some 18 people dead over the course of 3 years. Roughly 60 people were arrested and many of the major players jailed. While the feud continues, there have been no killings directly linked to it since early 2019. But just as that feud was dying down, another sprung up in the Coolock area of Dublin, beginning with the murder of Zach Parker in January 2019. Police believe that 4 other murders, those of Sean Little, Jordan Davis, Hamid Sanambar and Owen Boylan, are linked to the feud, which is ongoing. Now an overlapping feud in the town of Drogheda, 30 miles north of Dublin, is threatened to throw fresh fuel on the fire. The violence there erupted on July 2018 when Owen Maguire, a suspected gang member, was shot multiple times outside his home. While he survived the shooting, a bullet lodged in his spine and left him paralyzed. That sparked a spate of daylight shootings, arson attacks, kidnappings and stabbings that eventually led to the murder of Keith Brannigan, who was shot to death at a caravan park north of Drogheda in August last year. A major escalation in tensions came in November last year when Richie Carberry, a known gang member involved in the trade for more than a decade, was shot dead outside his home in Bettistown. Carberry, thought to be the brother-in-law of one of the men involved in the feud, had been preparing to move to Manchester to escape a bounty placed on his head when he was killed. Cian Mulready Woods is thought to have been killed in retaliation for Carberry's murder, with the prime suspect being a notorious 35-year-old North Dublin hitman described by police as a psychopath. Richie Carberry was killed in November last year as part of the Drogheda feud, which now threatens to drag in gangs from North Dublin. The hitman has links to the Coolock area of Dublin, where some of Cian's remains were found on Monday, threatening to pull the two feuds together into a much larger conflict. Mail Online has seen 2 videos, both showing balaclava-clad men wielding weapons who claim to be involved in the feud, threatening reprisal attacks. Police launched searches at a number of properties in Drogheda after Cian's murder, and one remains cordoned off and is suspected of being the murder scene. But, so far, no arrests have been made, raising fears of further bloodshed. A statement from the Gardaí said, "A number of searches have been conducted in the Drogheda area on the 14th of January 2020, one search location remains ongoing at present. Incident rooms have been established at Drogheda, Coolock and Mountjoy Garda Station, with the investigation being coordinated from Drogheda Garda Station." Garda Commissioner Drew Harris has visited Drogheda and Coolock Garda Station and assured the investigation teams of the full support of the Garda organisation in this investigation.